Hello and welcome to my Forestry Mod Spotlight. This is my first video that I've done in a while, so forgive me if my voice is kind of unstable. The Forestry Mod is a mod that allows you to basically do forestry, from breeding trees to breeding bees to basically being one with nature. Let us begin. The first item we have here is the sturdy casing. For the sturdy casing, you will need 8 bronze ingots, and to get bronze, you will need 3 copper ingots and 1 tin ingot, like so. Next thing you will need is the can. This is an empty can. You will just need some tin. All ores you are seeing now, well, actually ingots, have been mined. You can find these underground. If I grab the tin can, it can be used such as a bucket. Well, you have to actually, it's not used like a bucket right now, but let me show you next. This is how you do use it like a bucket. Basically, this is the next thing. This is the bottler. You need a sturdy casing and cans with some glass, and you can get yourself the bottler. Let me turn it on. You will need energy for all these machines. These machines use MJ and not RF. MJ is Buildcraft power. Watch closely. This is how you can get water inside of cans. I will take this and this and plop that there, and it will start raining automatically. Now if I want, I can do something like this. Oh, and it needs a little bit more water. And there you go. You have it. Now, this is how you fill up a can. The water's already in there. I put the can in. Just add a little bit more water. And you have a can. A can with filled water, that is. Next machine, we have the carpenter. This is a very important tool. And this is how it's made. Bronze ingots, which you already know how to make, a sturdy casing, and some glass, and you have your carpenter. Here is an example of what you can do. This is seed oil, and the machine that can generate this, I will show later. All I have to do is put that like that, and as you can see here, the recipe pops up once I do so, and if I put the 2 sticks in, and turn it on, of course, there goes the work bar. Slowly climbing to the top. I'm making impregnated sticks. And there you go. Next we have the centrifuge. This is a component for a later component major section of the mod, and this is how it's made. Copper. With a sturdy casing and some glass. I'm going to grab my honeycomb, which I'll show you how to get later. Turn on the engine. And put this in. The work timer will begin to go up shortly, as we can see here. It's almost finished. And now it is. And there you go. We got stuff. It centrifuged a honeycomb into its byproducts, which is beeswax and a honey drop. Next, the fermenter. This is a very important machine if you want to create energy or electricity in this mod. This is how you will need bronze gears, and this is how they're crafted. A stone gear, which you should know how to make already, with bronze around it. And you get yourself bronze gear. 4 bronze gears, sturdy casing, and 4 glass gets you a fermenter. I'm going to grab this, because this is part of the example. And this is how you get a fluid called biomass, which is a major source of power for this mod. All I have to do is put the water in here, fertilizer, and a sapling. Of course, now I have to turn the machine on. is not working. And as you can see here, we have biomass. We don't have enough to make one can, and you can barely even see it. But when I hover over the name, it says biomass, so we know there's some in there. Next, the moistener. Now, you saw me that I use this. This is fertilizer. This comes from an ore called apatite. It is blue, and it comes in large quantities, although it is slightly rare. But when you do find it, there's a lot of it in one spot. The moistener, if you can't find any apatite, then you can use the moistener. Now, the moistener, it is clearly not a very simple interface. And it will not work in a desert because it's not moist enough here. And as you can see, I am indeed in a desert biome. And it needs to be in a dark spot. You need copper gears, which are made the same way as brass gears, except with copper instead of brass, but still with a stone gear. Glass, sturdy casing, and you get yourself a moistener. Now all you have to do in the moistener is you put wheat in it. Wheat and water. Over time, you will get moldy wheat. Then you will get decaying wheat, and then you'll get mulch. Mulch can be replaced with fertilizer in the fermenter. Next, squeezer. This is how you get seed oil. Tin ingots, glass, sturdy casing, gets you a squeezer. Now all I have to do, of course I have to turn it on, like everything else in this mod. Oh, and by the way, the moistener does not need electricity to run. Put the seeds in, and as you can see, it's already working. It's disappeared behind the tank icon. There it is. And wait for it. We have seed oil. And then you would just put your can in here, and it would start filling up. Very simple indeed. Still, this is very important. This is how you make it. Have you noticed a pattern with the sturdy casings? A pattern is kind of like an electronic circuit for industrial craft. Or a machine casing for thermal expansion. This is how it's made. Simple, simple. And you get yourself a still. And how this works is a little bit interesting. Biomass is a first tier liquid. We are making the second tier right now. And if we would wait, which I am not going to because that would take way too long, we would get this. It is ethanol. This is much more, well, when you burn it, it gets more energy. It can be used in large railcraft engine boilers, and it can be used in the machines that can generate power, which I'm about to show you. This is the biogenerator. This is how it's crafted. Once again, sturdy casing. And I'm about to demonstrate how it works. You probably wouldn't expect this, but as you can see here, this is an MFE, which means this machine here generates Industrial Craft 2 power, aka EU. As you can see, it just filled all the way up, and now we are getting power. You can also use biomass, but as expected, it won't give you as much electricity. Next we have the, this is not redstone flux power, this is MJ. This is how it's crafted, as expected, like any other engine. And why is there lava? Oh yeah, okay, that's why there's lava. To make this run, you need two components, lava and biomass. You cannot use ethanol. All you have to do is first, you just have to put in a little bit of lava and a little bit of biomass and turn it on. And as you can see here, we are already generating power, currently generating 0J, but now we are generating 5J. Next, we have the rain tank. It's crafted like so, and when it's raining, which I can't demonstrate because I am in the middle of a desert right now, it will collect water, and you can bottle the water, can it, I should say, not bottle it, like so, as expected. Next, we are getting on to the next session. This is the beekeeping session, one of my favorites. Here is your tool that you need. A lot of people think that by breaking a beehive, you will get bees. That is not true. You will need to craft yourself a scoop, like so. And now with your scoop, you can go around chopping beehives, just as we would expect. You can chop the beehive and you'll get the bees and maybe sometimes a comb. There's another way to get combs early on, and that's by finding a villager, and they are yellow cloaked, and they have apiaries, which is that block right there, in the back of their house. To make the bee house, I should say, this is the lowest tier beekeeping machine. All you need is oak wood slabs, and one comb. And the biome I am in, which is a desert, does not support many bees' lives, but basically what you would do is you put the forest drone in the bottom, a princess on the top. It doesn't matter what kind of bee it is. There's tons of them. And I get a queen. Now it won't do anything because it says I can barely read it, but it says hostile environment, so it cannot breed. But basically, this bar would go down. This green bar would go down. That's the lifespan, and when it goes off, you get a princess, maybe a couple drones, and a honeycomb. Next, the apiary, the second tier. Okay, all you need is an impregnated casing first, which is oak wood logs, and you put it in the carpenter with a seed oil can. And you get yourself an impregnated casing, and you do this. Impregnated casing in the center, slabs, and wood planks, and you get yourself an apiary. This is the second tier. It works the same thing as this, except this one, you can put in frames. I'm not going to show you how to make frames, because they're just going to chew up my time, but basically what they do is they allow the bee to breed. There's 3 different types of frames. Impregnated, which increases the chance. There's a second tier, and then there's a chocolate frame, which makes their lifespan shorter, which means you get more combs faster. Next is the apiary's chest. You need combs, a chest, and these can be any type of comb, not just honeycombs, a chest, and glass. And you get yourself an apiary's chest. And basically, this is where you can store your bees. But be warned, this chest only stores bees. And as you can see wait, why does it say I have 1 queen? Oh, that's because there's a queen in here. That makes sense. Next, very important indeed, and actually there's one in here. Okay, this is how you craft it. Once again, in the carpenter, like so. It costs a diamond, which is expensive, but still. And now I'm going to take it, and actually I'm going to take this bee, and I'm going to go back to where my centrifuge was. Take this honey droplet, open this up. You need honey droplets to power this. Now it's in, and now I can scan a bee. Put the bee in, and you instantly get its traits. And I can see the species, lifespan, speed, pollination, speed, flowers, fertility, area, and effect. Climate, temperature, humidity, humid. It's basically that. And it produces honeycomb. These are the mutations. And Animalia and Kingdom. And another thing, there's actually a 3rd tier. It is a apiary. Go on to Forestry, the Forestry website to find out about the apiary. I will not be covering it, for it has so many possibilities that it's just too much. But there's like different, look at this. These are the apiary components. Lots of them. There's even a mutator. That's how you mutate bees. And all you have to do is put an IC2 piece of uranium in, and it'll mutate it. Next, what's it called? The apiarist backpack. You need an apiarist chest, so you have to sacrifice your apiarist chest. And you need string, apiarist chest, wool, and sticks. And whenever you take a scoop and scoop a beehive, the bees will go in here instead of your inventory. This will protect you from evil bees. Basically, what an evil bee is, it is a bee that can poison you, such as jungle bees or a possibly mutated bee that went out of whack. You craft these with silk wisps in a carpenter with water. Silk wisps come, you centrifuge a special type of comb. I believe it's a wispy comb. And you get silk wisps, and you put a watering can with it in a carpenter, and you get woven silk. You need 8 woven silk, and you can make an aviator shirt. And it's the same way for all the armor. Just make it like I would make iron armor, except without the iron and with woven silk. And here is a example of a comb, and here's an example of a honey droplet. And there's many more different types. Next. Not my favorite, but it's okay. This is the treealizer. And this is how you make it. With water in a carpenter, as you probably have guessed already. Basically, you can analyze saplings. As you can see here, these are some of the examples from logs that you can get by tree breeding. This is only some of them. There's more, believe me. Basically, I'm missing something. It's called a grafter. Basically, put bees in a beehive next to your tree that you want to breed, like an oak tree, and basically over time the leaves will change different color. Take a grafter, hit it with a grafter. Basically, the grafter will make sure you get a sapling every time, but the only problem with it is that it has low durability and can break quickly. But basically, and then you can go through the charts until you get to the final tier of tree, which is mahogany. And believe me, this is insane. Look at this. Here's some of the logs. You can make fences, stairs, slabs, planks, pretty much anything. And there's even a tree breeder's chest, which let's actually see what this is made out of. I'm curious. Yep, that's what I expected. Just some saplings. Any kind of sapling, apparently. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my first tutorial for a mod in a while. And please, I guess. Thank you, and bye.